Well, Friday, July the 22nd was a very eventful day considering hockey news. Pierre-Luc Dubois and Patrick Laine both signed with their respective teams. Oliver Bjorkstrand was also traded to Seattle, and to top it all off, the day ended with a bombshell. Right before midnight struck here on the East Coast, it was announced that Matthew Tkachuk was finally put out of his misery and traded to Florida. Therefore, in this video, we're going to go over the trade and what it means for both teams moving forward. And with that, here are my thoughts on the Tkachuk trade. Honestly, Florida was a little out of left field for me due to the fact that St. Louis and Ottawa were so heavily talked about regarding destinations. But in all actuality, the Florida Panthers were actually on the list of reported destinations that the forward had approved. And since the team only pulled the trigger after knowing Tkachuk would sign, GM Bill Zito and company printed up the contract agreement pretty much as soon as the trade was announced. Tkachuk has already agreed to an 8-year deal valued at $76 million. This has put Florida above the cap. Therefore, this means that Zito isn't finished making moves. After having the best season in his young career thus far, Tkachuk finished last campaign with an impressive 104 points in 82 games played. For the Panthers, who had a very disappointing conclusion to their season with another early playoff exit, this could be the missing piece that they've been needing. In order to land Tkachuk though, as one would expect, Zito had to give up the best player that his franchise had ever seen in Jonathan Huberdeau. Florida's leader in games played, assists, and points, Huberdeau, after winning the Calder in 2013, quickly evolved into being an offensive weapon for the Cats. Similarly to Tkachuk, Huberdeau had his best season yet last campaign, as he was able to record 115 points. The forward at one time was leading the entire league in scoring, but eventually was passed up by Connor McDavid. Shocker. Another key piece in the return is defenseman Mackenzie Weegar. Weegar, who can play on either side on the back end, also had his best season yet here most recently, with 44 points in 80 games played. But even though he's only 6 feet and 200 pounds even, this has never stopped Weegar from dropping the gloves and taking on heavyweights. Brandon Lemieux and Evander Kane are a couple of the tougher opponents he's faced. If we're comparing both Tkachuk and Huberdeau while considering their skill level, height, weight, and production they'll bring, it's all quite similar. They're both left wings as well, but obviously Tkachuk is quite a bit younger at 24, while Huberdeau is 29. But as it stands, since both Huberdeau and Weegar are going to be UFAs next off-season, it still remains to be seen who's won the trade. Huberdeau could be a little bit more of a challenge to trade if GM Brad Treliving can't convince him to sign, considering that he does have an 8-team no-trade list. For Flames fans, this month has probably been one of the roughest to endure, but at least this time, there was a return in the end.